Hey friend, pull up a chair. Don't worry, I wiped it down last week. Still counts. I've got some cinnamon tea in the pot. Strong enough to raise an eyebrow, but soft enough not to scare your guts. Now listen, I need to talk to you about something important. It's not money, it's not politics, and it's sure as sugar not the Kardashians. It's your mind, that lovely noodle inside your skull. Let me introduce myself first. I'm Paul Walker, 80 years old. No, not that Paul Walker, the one from the movies. I'm the original, the real deal. Born in '45, raised on common sense, hard labor, and a healthy fear of nuns with rulers. I grew up in a time when the milkman actually existed, when you had to shake the ketchup bottle till your wrist popped, and when memorizing a phone number was considered mental exercise. And friend, I used to be sharp. I mean razor sharp. Could recall license plates from 5 years ago. Could name every state capital in under 2 minutes. I was the guy folks called when they couldn't remember something. Ask Paul, they'd say. He remembers everything. But then, 70 hit me. Harder than a teenager slamming a fridge door. I started walking into rooms and forgetting why I was there. I'd be staring at the fridge like it was about to tell me the meaning of life. And don't even get me started on names. I once called my grandson the dog's name and asked the vacuum if it wanted coffee. I laughed it off at first. Oh, just a senior moment, I'd say. But deep down, I was scared because I had seen it before. My mother, God rest her soul, she had Alzheimer's. By the end, she didn't know me. She didn't know herself. I watched her fade like a photograph left out in the sun, and that terrified me. So I made a decision. I wasn't going down without a fight. I wasn't going to be that old man in the corner mumbling to himself about World War II, even though he was born in '55. I wanted to stay sharp, clear, present. That's when I started building what I now call my daily brain armor. 6 habits, simple ones, but they work. They really, really work. And today, friend, I want to give them to you. Let's get into it. Habit 1. Talk to yourself out loud every morning. I know what you're thinking. Paul, you finally lost your marbles. Maybe, but I lost them on purpose. Every morning, I sit on the edge of my bed, rub the sleep out of my eyes, and I say out loud, "Good morning, Paul. You're 80 years old, it's Tuesday, you're still breathing, you didn't pee the bed, that's a win." Then I name 3 things I'm grateful for. Could be anything. My legs still moving, the smell of coffee, that squirrel that keeps doing backflips outside my window, whatever comes to mind. Why do I do it? Because speaking out loud activates different parts of your brain than just thinking silently. It anchors your identity, your sense of time and space. It reminds your brain, hey, I'm still here, still me. It's grounding. And honestly, it's funny. I've made myself laugh more times in the morning than I care to admit. Laughter gets the blood flowing. It's a brain booster all by itself. Try it tomorrow morning. Say your name, say the date, say something ridiculous. Your brain will perk up and go, well, dang, guess we're starting strong today. Habit 2, the 5-minute memory game. While I brush my dentures, I play a game. No, not Candy Crush, a real one. I try to name 10 things from my past. Could be 10 childhood friends, 10 family members, 10 street names from towns I've lived in, 10 embarrassing moments. Those are easy, trust me. 10 TV shows from the '60s. I pick one category each day, and if I can't remember 10, I try again later. No pressure. The goal isn't to be perfect. The goal is to dig, to stretch those memory muscles like they're cold spaghetti and you're trying to make them dance again. One time, I sat there trying to remember the name of my 5th grade teacher. It took me 3 days, but when it came to me, Mrs. Linton, I felt like I'd won the lottery. My wife thought I'd gone mad yelling Linton while flossing. This habit brings back stories. It brings back smells, places, even feelings. And it's a reminder that your past isn't gone. It's just sleeping. You just gotta wake it up. Habit number 3. Read something that confuses you. Every day, I read something that makes me go, "What in tarnation?" Not the news. That's just noise. I'm talking science articles, weird philosophy essays, poems that don't rhyme. I once spent a whole afternoon reading about how ants farm aphids. Ants! Little farmers! Who knew? Why? Because confusion is the doorway to learning. When your brain hits something unfamiliar, it has to work. It has to stretch. That's when new connections form. I didn't understand half of what I read at first. Heck, I still don't. But I try. And that effort, that confusion, that's what keeps the gears turning. And the bonus is, you start to surprise yourself. You'll find yourself telling your barber about quantum particles or explaining mushrooms to your niece. You become interesting again, to yourself and to others. Habit number 4, walk with a memory. Now this one is sacred. Every morning, I go for a short walk, sometimes just around the block, but I take someone with me. Not literally, I'm too old to be dragging folks around. I take a memory with me. One day, it's my wedding day. I walk and remember the way Elaine looked at me when she said, "I do." Another day, it's my first job washing dishes off that greasy spoon off Main Street. I remember the steam, the noise, the smell of burnt toast and cheap coffee. Sometimes I walk with my regrets too. The time I yelled at my son for something stupid. The time I missed my daughter's recital. I talk to those memories. I make peace with them. It's therapy. It's prayer. It's remembrance, all rolled into one. Walking with memories strengthens your identity. It reaffirms your story. And that, my friend, is the backbone of a healthy mind. Part 2 coming up next. Now, friend, if you've made it this far, I salute you. Most folks my age don't have the patience to sit through a TV commercial, let alone an old man rambling about his brain rituals. But you're different. You're curious. You care. And I want to say thank you. If this story has sparked something in you, or reminded you that growing old doesn't mean growing dull, would you do me a kindness? Like this video, leave a comment, tell me which habit you're going to try. Or just tell me how old you are and what you had for breakfast. I read them all, every last one. And if you want more wisdom, laughs, and life lessons from an old man who's still learning, subscribe to this channel. Let's grow old together with our minds still dancing. Part 2's coming next. I'll tell you the last 2 habits, plus the secret sauce that ties them all together. See you there.
Welcome back, friend. I had a feeling you'd return. You're the kind of person who doesn't just listen, you learn. And if you're anything like me, your tea's gone cold, your back's a little stiff from sitting too long, but your brain, that beautiful brain of yours, she's wide awake and ready for more. You've already heard the first 4 habits I've lived by to keep my mind sharp into my 80s, and if you're new here and skipped to part 2, shame on you. Go back and listen to part 1. It's like showing up to church halfway through the sermon and wondering why everyone's already crying. Now let's get into habit 5. Habit 5. Doubt yourself once a week. Yes, you read that right. Doubt yourself. I don't mean second-guess your every move or lie awake regretting that one time you danced to Elvis in front of your in-laws. I mean, pick one thing you're sure about and challenge it. You know what I used to believe? That I couldn't learn anything new after 75. My brain was too full, too tired. I told myself, Paul, let the young folks have their tech and their TikToks. You've earned your nap. But then my granddaughter dared me to learn Photoshop. I laughed so hard I nearly spit my tea across the living room. You want me to edit pictures with layers and masks and buttons that look like alien language? But I tried. Took me 3 days to figure out how to crop a photo, 3 weeks to stop accidentally deleting things. But I kept going. And one day I made a birthday card for my grandson with glittery text and cartoon balloons. He cried, I cried, we both blamed allergies. You see, when you doubt what you think you know, you invite your brain to grow. You loosen the grip on your old identity and make room for new ones. I started questioning everything. Why don't I like sushi? Turns out I'd never actually tried it. Why do I think I'm bad at drawing? Turns out I just needed a softer pencil. Every week I challenged something I'd assumed about myself. Sometimes I was right, but more often than not, I was beautifully, gloriously wrong. That's how I stayed sharp. I kept learning. I kept moving. I stayed curious. So, friend, pick one thing this week you think you can't do and give it a shot. You might surprise yourself. Habit 6. Make someone laugh every day. This one's my favorite. Every single day, I try to make someone laugh. Sometimes it's my neighbor. Sometimes it's the pharmacist. Sometimes it's myself, which is both efficient and sad, depending on the day. You know why laughter matters? Because it lights up your entire brain. It engages memory, emotion, rhythm, even logic, all in one go. It's like a mental fireworks show. And on top of that, it connects you with people. It heals you. It humbles you. When I tell jokes, I'm not just trying to be funny. I'm trying to connect. I'm saying, hey, we're still human. We're still alive. Let's find some joy together. And don't worry if you're not naturally funny. Neither is my buddy Frank. But he once tried to parallel park into a bush, and I laughed for 3 weeks. Your goal isn't to be a comedian. Your goal is to be warm, to share a moment, to be real. I've told the same stupid story about my pants falling down at the county fair for over 20 years. And guess what? It still gets a laugh. Not because it's a great story, but because it reminds people that we're all a little ridiculous sometimes. So tell a silly joke, make a funny face, share a story where you were the fool. Give someone else a reason to smile today. Laughter, genuine, unfiltered laughter, is the sound of a brain that still knows how to live. The bonus habit: give your brain a mission. Not a goal, not a to-do list, a mission. Something bigger than memory, something deeper than clarity, a reason to keep waking up, stretching out the knees, and giving life another go. My mission? To share stories. To help people like you realize that aging isn't the end. It's the deepening, the ripening, the part of the journey where everything finally starts to make sense. When I wake up and talk to myself each morning, I remind myself of that mission. When I walk with my memories, I honor it. When I challenge my old beliefs, when I laugh, when I play memory games and confuse myself with scientific nonsense, I'm not just staying sharp, I'm staying in it, still part of this world, still reaching out. Friend, your brain isn't a machine to preserve. It's a garden to tend. Water it, turn the soil, pull out the weeds, and above all, plant something new every day. Let me tell you something personal before I go. When my wife Elaine passed, it broke me. 49 years of marriage, and suddenly I was waking up alone. The bed was too big, the silence too loud. For weeks I thought the grief would swallow me, but you know what saved me? Remembering her voice, Her laugh, her sharp wit, her terrible cooking, our inside jokes. The time she cut my hair and left a bald patch the size of Kansas. And those memories, they were still intact because I'd kept them alive. I'd walked with them, spoken them, laughed through them, and so when the darkness came, I still had light. That's what these habits gave me. Not just a sharp mind, but a whole heart. So please, friend, take these habits, try them, tweak them, make them yours. Talk to yourself, play memory games, read confusing stuff, walk with memories, doubt yourself, make someone laugh, and give your brain a mission. Not because you're afraid of getting old, but because getting old is a gift, and you don't want to waste a single ounce of it. Now, before you go, if this story meant something to you, would you do this old man a favor? Like this video, leave a comment, share it with someone you love, especially if they're over 60 and worried about losing it. And hit that subscribe button if you want more of these old man ramblings that hopefully make you laugh, cry, or at least think. I'll be right here, telling stories, sharing lessons, holding your hand from across the screen. Because aging ain't something to fear, it's something to master. And together, we'll stay sharp. Yours always, Paul Walker, 80 years old, still laughing, still learning.